In this video, we're going to cover how to change your engine oil, diff fluid, and gear fluid in your BRZ, FRS, or GT86. Before we get too far in the video, I did want to let you guys know we got t-shirts up on Bonfire for the next week. If you want to support the channel, or if you're ever interested in buying merch from a mediocre YouTuber, that's down there. Also, not limited time, I got 2 stickers. I got the DGen box logo, that's basically the same thing from the shirt. And I got this, I call it the Purple Rain. My car, headlight, rain, purple rain, Japanese kanji to let people know you're fucking OG to the game. Check those out, degeneratemotoring.com, also link in the description. Let's get into it. So here's all the oil we're going to be using. I have some Motul 5W30 over here, and then also some of their 75W90 gear oil. I run 5W30 because I typically have E85 in the car, and also for like track purposes. And then I've actually never changed the trans or diff fluid in the car, so definitely want to go ahead and do that finally after like 3 years of owning the car. All right, so I already got the engine oil draining. I went ahead and just got that process started because I don't want to waste your time really showing you that. All you should have to do is go and remove the oil fill cap, which is right beside your oil filter. Get those both removed while you're draining, that way it's as quick as possible. As you can see, we got the oil draining out into the drain pan there. My car has a Fomoto valve, which yours obviously will not buy stock, and you just crack that drain plug off and then you're good to go. Another tip too, if you do not have a Fomoto valve like I do, 1, probably purchase one, and 2, make sure you get a crush washer when you order your filter and everything, and replace that each time you change your oil. So now that we got the old oil out, obviously we got to get the new stuff in. So it's going to take 5.5 quarts of oil for your BRZ or FRS or GT86, whatever you got. Oh, no way. It's actually my favorite sound, if you didn't know that. So our last step is just to put the oil filter on. I typically just use the OEM oil filter. So let's go and just take some of this old oil laying around here. Kind of oil up the gasket a little bit. Nice, nice. Don't go like cranking down your oil filter either, just get it to hand tight. Like that right there, and there you go, your oil change is now done. That is once you put the filler cap back on too. So the oil finally finished draining, so now we just got to go ahead and transfer it to our little waste container, and then we can get started with the transmission and gear oil. So we got the car up on jack stands now, on all 4s. We'll go ahead and start with the diff fluid first, and then go ahead and do the trans fluid after. Winter wheels. So on your diff, you're going to have your fill plug on the right-hand side towards the top there, and your drain plug is going to be there. You're going to need a 10 mil Allen socket, like that guy right there, and you should be good to crack those 2 open. Now a little tip is to keep applying upward pressure with your hand when unscrewing this, and then you'll feel the moment it's actually out. Then you can quickly pull it and not get shit all over you. Oh yeah, the smell of gear oil. The diff is done draining and we have the fill plug pulled out, so we can go ahead and get started getting the diff filled back up. I believe the diff takes 1 point something liters, 1 liter. I don't know, I'll have to double check it. It's going to need 1.1 liters. So you're going to need a pump unless you get these Motul Gear 300s, which have a little hose thingy on it that lets you kind of get up in there. So I was only able to get about half the bottle with using the built-in nozzle thing. So I went ahead and got the liquid pump. So once we get the diff filled with the 1.1 liters, we'll go ahead and seal it back up and move on to the transmission fluid. Alright, so far we've gotten the engine oil changed and all taken care of. Diff is taken care of. I'll leave a link in the description as well to get you one of these pumps if you need one of those for the transmission or your diff change, and a link to all the fluids as well to everything I'm using. So our next step is to move on to the transmission, and in order to do so, we need to pull this black skid plate panel off. So that's just a couple 10 mils real quick, zip those off, and then we should be able to get started with the transmission. Alright, so we got the panel pulled off now, so here's our transmission. And on the driver's side, we have our fill plug, our drain plug. I'm walking over here! Oh, it's ready. Nice. So we'll get this drained out and get it filled. So after pumping what felt like forever, we finally got the transmission filled, taken care of. So there's all the dead soldiers of gear oil. So all that's left to do is go ahead and get that little panel put back on, and then this little job is complete. So there we go, that's how you change all the oil in your BRZ, FRS, or GT86. We got the engine oil, the diff, and the transmission fluid all changed out. Again, I'll leave links in the description to the oil I used, the little pump thing, and any other thing you might need in order to get this job taken care of. The diff and transmission are good to do every 40,000 miles or so, and then you want to do the engine oil about as often as you really should, you know, every 2,000, 3,000 miles, or 6 months, whichever it may be. Really should do sooner than that though, I would say, but that's what they say. Again, all you should need is very basic hand tools, ratchet, 10 mil Allen key, or a T55 Torx bit. Again, I'll have links in the description below to that little t-shirt campaign we got going on for the next week. Again, if you want to check that out, please do. And also have a link to the stickers and other merch that we have available. And if you have any issues, questions, or comments, go ahead and leave them down below in the description. I'll do everything I can to help you out with it. And as always, I'd like to thank each and every single one of you for watching. And if you'd like to subscribe for more media or content such as this, please do, and take care.